record, I think. Doesn't quite know what it is.
I think we got about as far away from you two on this record as we could ever. And indeed, some of the arrangements, some of the ideas were rejected along the way before we ended up with the final mixes for that very reason, that they lent too much towards a particular genre that we were interested in exploring.
Every drummer thought they were going to be made redundant by the drum machine, and then some people were smart enough to use the drum machine to their advantage, and I think that's what I'm sort of doing here. I'm using all this to my advantage, otherwise I'm going to be looking for a job.
Playing with sequencers and computer music is very much accepted, so it's a much smaller step to add dance to that than it was to add that to what U2 was doing 5 years ago.
So you're starting the tour in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Well, and I've been to Las Vegas many times myself, and I wonder why people even go, but you're starting your tour there. Why?
Well, do you want the party line or do you want the truth?
Tell us the truth first, and then we'll investigate the party line later.
Okay. The truth is that it is the home of thrash, and they also happen to have a stadium that's available for 2 weeks that we can rehearse in.
Oh, well, there we go.
Which is helpful. So, but it is a good place to start.
Yeah.
It's got I think
Show business.
Yeah, it's got that sort of thing going on.
There's some great fights.
True. Although the whole city's based on separating people from their money, I don't know.
And separating people from their money. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of.
It's true. It's a new, like, chant is like the new religion, isn't it? It's replaced, the casinos have replaced the cathedrals.
I never thought about it that way, but Jesus, you're right. Somebody had told me once that you guys actually sometimes have such involved and complicated tours that you actually lose money in some markets, but you go ahead and do it
money in
anyway.
some markets. We generally lose money in all markets. I mean, I don't like talking about money, but the reality is that when you don't take corporate sponsorship and when you don't kiss ass, and you end up paying for it. So all that stuff that ends up on the screen, all those buses, all those planes, all that stuff, that's what we pay for. But that's our job, Our job is to do.
Load of dough as well, though.
I'm not meant to say that.
But I mean,
But obviously, it's expensive to take like the zoo tour.
Look, they're big risks, and if it works out, they're great rewards. But I was saying to somebody earlier that it's like there's a deal going on here between us and the people who buy our records, and they give us, a load of dough, and we don't have all the worries that they have about, the regular, money worries. Yeah. And in return, they just ask one thing of us, which is not to be boring, and just to be not to be dull, and to just take this thing as far as we can go. Well, we can do the second. I don't know if we can live up to the first.
In South America, we were told that you never played there before because you don't accept like sponsors. What's gonna happen in next tour? You're gonna take some sponsors like cigarettes or alcohol sponsors, or what's gonna happen?
No, we've no sponsor on this tour, and it's not like we're taking a huge high and mighty position on this. I mean, if we could get someone to give us a load of money and not have to kiss ass, we probably would take it. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to figure that out. And I don't think, it's a luxurious position that we can afford to put on a show like this. And it's one of the advantages to being Stinko and in U2.
Well, last time we were in Mexico, we had a really amazing time, and that was when we were planning the tour. We definitely wanted to go back. So you're going to see, it's really the same production wherever we go. We don't believe in doing a kind of A and B standard. It's the same. Wherever you go to the U2 show, it's going to be exactly the same.
Mexico's been a very big influence on the Edges here.
Why did you decide to go to Brazil this time, to South America, since you've never been there?
You have a problem with your mother. Go on. She's from South America. Go on.
Well, South America we've, you know, we wanted to play South America for a long time, and we just hadn't figured out a way of getting there. And but we have now, and I think it's going to be one of the highlights of this whole tour, to be honest with you. Really looking forward to it.
So will this tour have anything unusual in it? Will there be things blowing up on the stage? Will there be parts moving around? Will you be going up on lifters and risers?
It's the job of rock and roll stars to set fire to themselves and to, you know, self-flagellation, you know, get up on a cross if they can, but definitely to die at 33. You know, I'm, what, 2-3 years over that. So already people should be demanding their money back. But no, I mean, as well as setting fire to ourselves, I'm sure we'll be setting fire to every town that we take this mad circus to, and it'll be great.
Can we count that as a promise? That's good, because America awaits something to wake them up, so. Good, okay, I think we've got that. Thank you very much. We can all go inside now. Thank you.
Thank you.
En la segunda parte de este especial veremos qué cosas dijeron los integrantes de YouTube en la época en que comenzaban a darle forma a la actual estatura multimedia del grupo, la época del Zoo TV.
Absolutely.
What you're saying.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the money.
We stumbled into a sad story here.
Yeah.
Do you think that the audience is getting something out of this? Do you think that they're seeing something new? Do you think it's stimulating their imagination?
Yeah, they're coming to a rock and roll gig and watching television. I think that, I mean, what more can you ask for?
Surely there's more to it than that.
Don't call me Shirley.
One of the things about rock and roll stars is they're bigger than life, they're bigger than the audience, they're almost intimidating. Well, this whole set is like that, right?
That's right, yeah.
Isn't that off-putting? Doesn't that kill intimacy, though?
It does, yeah, absolutely, but you look great.
The show has made the transition from arenas to the stadiums. I mean, are you happy with the way it's all turned out? Has it been hard to keep it manageable?
I think most of it is actually translated very well. Some of the aspects of the show are even more effective outdoors, like the B stage, which is what we're sitting on now, where we come out and do a couple of numbers in the middle of the stadium. I think that works even better outdoors, because the problem obviously with the stadium is the problem of contact, and the fact that, you know, it's the people sitting at the very back of a stadium sometimes feel like they're not at the same gig as the people down the front.
You got to remember, Elvis was a stadium act, the Beatles were a stadium act, and they were more commercialized and abused by the music biz than we'll ever be. You know, people talk about independent music, indie. What does that mean? You know, we have an independence because we've been given, we don't have to do anything we don't want to do. That's independence. We're here because we want to. There's no other reason. And we've made more money outside of rock and roll than we have inside, just in terms of, you know, whatever the lotto or whatever our accountant, you know. And, you know, we take care of things like that. We're not stupid about it, but it means that we don't have to do anything. We don't have to compromise our music, and that might be hard for you to accept. But I'm telling you, it's the truth. And if we didn't enjoy this, we're going home.
Albano, you have something on your jacket here.
There's something on his chest.
Oh, it's a spangle. A spangle.
Zoo beer.
You know, last time we saw you, you were a normal guy. You know, you wore normal clothes and stuff. Now you got the suits, you got the fly boots, you got the, I don't know, the fly goggles. I think that's a dye job on your hair. What's going on?
Well, Ronald Reagan's one of my biggest influences, as you know, and I wanted that kind of Reagan blue, and it's important. Yeah.
Important in what way?
It's important to please you. It's important to please you. You didn't like me when I was me, so I found somebody new.
You're not hiding. You're not hiding something behind those shades.
And you love him.
Okay.
Old Blue Eyes is back.
I saw Frank Sinatra play one of the best concerts I've ever seen anywhere in Las Vegas. Where was that, Ed? You were there.
Yeah, that was, I think, the Golden Nugget. It was really great.
It was back. It was we went to see a fight. We went to see Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. And it was at the time that we were, I think we were #1, and we were on the cover of Time magazine or something. It was all very fancy anyway. And there was piles of celebrities, and they were all paying like $25,000 a table. And we got free in, which was a bit funky, considering we're #1. We got really great tables about 3 yards from Frank. He was singing really in great shape, looked great. And in the middle of it, he said, we got a band here from Ireland, they're #1 this week. And he never does this from stage, and he turned a spotlight on. And we had to stand up and do the wave vibe. You know that one? And it was like, whoa, and we stood up and we looked like knackers. We just looked like, and he said, well, you didn't spend a dime on clothes. Look at me now, Frank.
En el comienzo de esta gira por Estados Unidos, 6 meses antes de que se presentaran en New York y mientras trataba de explicar qué era el Zoo TV, Bono se burló del ala pop de los seguidores del grupo. Otra ironía, 5 años después, pop fue el nombre elegido para el nuevo disco.
A lot of the people we talked to really got the Zoo TV thing. I think they were able to sort of pick up on the subliminal aspects and what it meant. I mean, I'm assuming they got it right since I don't know exactly what you guys had in mind. But
I don't know, I'm hip to that, but you know, if they don't get it, I don't give a
they'll get it next time.
No, it's just, you know, I'm into it, we're into it, and I really think that the real U2 fans that have been around, they'll be into it. We might lose some of the pop kids, but we don't need them.
I must say it is great fun being pretentious. And
you just started recently getting into this.
Well, no, it was a different kind of pretentious we had going in the 80s.
How would you sum that up? How would you describe that pretension?
We were pretending that the machinery of rock and roll didn't exist. You know, we were pretending that we weren't a big band. We just sort of, oh, here we are in stadiums, whoops. And we better, you know, keep it simple. And we were pretending that there wasn't a huge, you know, marketing force behind our records. And we did so because we were sort of afraid that it would take away from our music. And we turned success into a kind of big bad wolf. And nowadays we're using all the stuff that we used to be afraid of. We're sort of giving it a big kiss and making up, and we're on great terms with all the bull, and some of it's pretty cool.